Now would be a good time to bring in Terron Sims. He's the security fellow from Truman National Security Project. Just listening in there, I know you didn't hear much of that, but it was interesting listening to Trump's fairly quick line to support this concealed carry notion, rather than taking arms away, but actually putting more arms on campus so that teachers and staff could help protect the students. What do you make of that?
To be simple about it, I think it's a dumb idea. I don't think there's a lot of thought put behind it. The common sense aspect as to why I'm against it and why it doesn't make any sense is because, one, who's going to fund this program? So we already know Congress isn't going to put money into buying weapons, ammunition, and training the teachers. So mentioning the training piece. It's one thing to be proficient in firing a weapon. It's another thing to know when to fire that weapon, right? Situational awareness and so forth. Then the additional piece to that is when SWAT comes in to move into a situation, so for instance in Parkland, SWAT doesn't know who the teachers are, they don't know who the administrators are, all they know that there is a roving gunman on the campus. So if a teacher, cafeteria worker, whoever, steps outside their classroom or into the space and SWAT comes in, there's the likelihood that administrator, that teacher, will get shot. The other piece, too, what most people don't understand, is that most of these legislation, the funding for when it comes to firearms and the mental health comes from the state side, right? So whenever states are in budget crisis, the first things they cut are education and mental health. So then again, it goes back to, well, who's going to fund these things? We all agree that people who have mental health issues, however you define it, they should get all the care they should get, that they need. But we all know that the states aren't putting money into that. Then again, it goes back to, well, if you want to arm these individuals, who's going to give the money to the states to do this? Because the current Congress has already shown that they're willing to give tax breaks, to 83% going to the top 1%, but they're not willing to increase the budget to help people in need. So it goes to me, it's nice words, nice rhetoric. I'll be curious to see in the next day or so after Paul Ryan has a conversation with the president to see what the reality is.
Is it nice rhetoric, though, especially given the fact since the Parkland shooting, there's been such an active outcry from the students themselves and those activists saying we need to stop this gun legislation across the country. We need to control the way that people are using their guns and the fact that they can buy and purchase guns so easily. In some ways, it's a little bit of a slap in the face, too, to those very, very active and vocal voices against the hashtag Never Again. I mean, I wonder whether there will be someone in the audience or in the meeting, the listening session today, that will actually stand up and vocalize that voice. That'll be interesting.
That would be interesting, and I'd be curious to see. White House, all White Houses are good about vetting the people who they allow in, so I doubt there's going to be that lone person to stand up loud and proud, but God bless the kids from Parkland who have decided that they are going to lead in this front. Short term, I don't see anything changing. I say long term, if these children and their parents and their supporters continue advocating, and if they continue building their support, both at their state in Florida and nationally, which I know that they have a march coming up in March. But I think long term, we'll have some common sense changes that'll improve the quality of life and I guess stop our kids and teachers from being afraid to go to school.
Yeah, that's right. And just like you said earlier, it's got a lot to do with the way that people have been institutionalized in the way that they feel the right to bear arms as well. Now, back to you guys in the studio for more from Donald Trump there.